Greetings. I don't know who needs to hear it, but I'm just gonna say this. This is a shirt that my wife made me. You can see the dumpster fire that's 2020. It works. Works on so many levels. Mostly the 2020 level though. So Christmas season's upon us. We're 9 days out from Christmas, and have Christmas whenever you want. Today I did a video where I opened a bunch of jerseys on the hockey channel, and it felt great. Christmas doesn't have to just be a day. Not this year. This year's different. This year could be whenever you want it. So I ordered myself a Letterkenny Irish hat and jersey. I wear them both. Uh, and I've been buying stuff for Yvonne for the last, I want to say, 6 weeks. That normally I would save for Christmas. Last year I had, I think it was 16 wrapped presents for her. I think it was 16. She makes the gift bags. If you watch on the hockey channel, she makes these gift bags, and I think it was 16 last year, and I just kept buying them. And this year it's just I'll just give them to her. It's always Christmas. Every day's Christmas. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. Doesn't matter. And if there's a year where I've talked about it on the main channel too, where I have a partnership of sorts with West Coast Kids Cancer Foundation, so wckfoundation.ca, and they provide care for families that are going through cancer treatment, and it's the kids have cancer, and then it supports the families as well, and that goes towards kids with blood disorders as well. Now, any donations that I've made, I've kept quiet about, and I've made sure that I've done my best to help various charities over this season. I've also been buying from local businesses. They have a Christmas show locally that normally would be at Trade X, and you'd have these huge big shows, and I know they're losing money this year compared to what they normally make. So last night I went online and yeah, I shopped on there. And if you shop from, I think it was 3 different sellers, I think you got a gift card, something along those lines. Not sure how that works. I'm not really all that concerned about it. I just thought, yeah, these are local businesses. I'm glad I get to support them. And I went through the same businesses that I supported last year when we went there. This is just a different year. By next Christmas, things should be back to some semblance of normal. And between now and then, you can have Christmas whenever you feel like it. And this is one year where you don't have to feel greedy, or you don't have to feel like you're because again, and it's there is a balance to that. As I said, we're giving to charity and stuff, and I'm also saying, I'm going to buy this while I can. I also noticed that in buying these jerseys that I have, other places where I'm normally buying from during the month, nothing. So where I'd normally be buying just the small things too, no, anything that I normally would be looking at, I'm not right now, because I'm focusing on growing that collection. It's a selling point for the channel. In all honesty, it's sort of like how I have about 40 geeky jerseys to my name, and so I know I can wear different geeky jerseys that will cause people to say, "Hey, that's cool. Where'd you get it?" It gives them advertising. It's sort of one of those hooks that the channel's going to have, and I think it works. And at some point in time, somewhere down the road, whether it's a couple years, 5 years, whenever down the road, the set you see behind me would be expanded. We'd find a way to have a whole room dedicated to this and go from there. And the jerseys would be in the background, and it would be basically an entertainment version of the hockey set. But between now and then, do what I can. I actually not been buying geeky jerseys either, because again, it's just the NHL ones. Like, yeah, I need the NHL ones, and it's not like we're not still buying stuff for the kids for Christmas. The kids are well taken care of for Christmas, and and other members of my family are as well. So it's it's 2020's been a rough year for a lot of people. I know there's a lot of people who've had a hard time, and I've been fortunate in that when you're a YouTuber, we got hit pretty hard in the spring, but the numbers have bounced back. The other part of it too is that where normally for me, at least with the hockey channel, my most lucrative, if you want to call it that, times of year are normally right before, during the draft, and then during free agency. Those are normally separate months. So you have the end of June and then you have the early July, right? So I would be getting paid in separate months for that because that's your cutoff for YouTube pay. This year they were both in October, so I got paid out for both at the end of November. So that's the biggest payday I'm going to get for at least the next year. So I went, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this now, because I know that at some point during this week or early next week, I'll see as the numbers just absolutely drop right off a cliff. That's what happens. That's how it works. And that's why YouTubers will tell you, hey, I'm taking about a month off. I've decided to give myself a break. Right, because the revenues are at their lowest of the year. Got it. Cool. And I know some of that is because, well, they want to take a holiday, but it's part of it too. That they know the revenues are going to drop, and yeah, maybe they'll just take a little bit of time off. That you save up your money from the rest of the year, and then you can take that month off. Because remember, there's no EI for this. Like, there's no unemployment. There's no benefits to this unless you buy your own, which I do. And so there's a lot of risk in being self-employed, and it's been worth it thus far for me. I'm pretty happy with the way things have gone over the last 4 years, which is right around the time where I met my wife, which she says it's a coincidence, but I'm pretty sure it's not. So I'm very grateful. I'm very lucky. And at this time of year, I realize how fortunate I am. And it's because of subscribers like yourselves that have got me there. So along the way, I do try to lend my ear to subscribers where they need it. There have been times where I knew a subscriber was having a hard time, and either my wife or myself have talked to them, or we've done something for them. And also, there were a couple of times last year where I sent jerseys to subscribers. I knew their address from my Patreon. And I was like, I'll just send them a jersey. And I wouldn't even tell them. I'd just be like, yeah, so I'm just gonna send them that jersey. I'd know something that they wanted, and I'd just send it to them. So it's just, yeah, it's been a tough year. It's been a long year, and we didn't get to do any holiday stuff this year. We normally would be traveling at this time of year too. The boys were supposed to be at their dad's, but their dad's in the States, so it's not happening. The border's going to be closed until, I'm ballparking, April. I think April we may see an opening of the border, but it'll be very limited if it is open, and we probably won't be allowed across the border. We won't have had our vaccinations by then. So I don't know that we'll necessarily be allowed into the U.S., or that Canada would allow us to go into the U.S. because they wouldn't want us going there and coming back in that situation. So 2021 is going to be a challenge in some ways too, but hopefully we get hockey back relatively soon. And football game, of course, tomorrow night, so I'll tune in and see how that goes. And at some point in time, I may start doing more videos on football. The one trick with that was that I did do like a news of the day football video, and it was a black hole for views and for everything. And I thought, all right, I'm going to give this a shot, and it died. That really didn't work out very well. So, and I have to balance it all out. It's sort of like the power rankings on this channel do well. They get about 3,000 views. But if I do a career video on a hockey player on the other channel, that's guaranteed to get at least 6,000 views. So, see? So that's the thing. I do want to build this channel up. I do like that this channel's built up to the point that it is. And it definitely helps. I've said before that with pandemic slowdown and everything, I tried to make sure that I was doing videos on here because I felt like, this was sort of that second job. You get sort of, a prop up your main job, and that's sort of how I treat this, and still do. But the numbers on this channel have definitely gotten better. I think they did better this year than last year. I'll have to take a look. I know last year we had the World Cup last year, wasn't it? It was 2 years ago. I know I did really good numbers during soccer's World Cup. So when we hit the summer, the Olympic Summer Games, I'll be doing videos on that on here. And so maybe those will hit, maybe they won't. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very grateful, very fortunate. I know I'm very fortunate, and I did him and haw a bit about how I was going to do unboxings when I got those jerseys, and I've been very, very relieved that people have generally been pretty receptive to that video. There hasn't been a lot of negativity on that. But I do understand too that a lot of people are stressed and they're having a hard year. So I do my best to cater to them, and part of it is just doing daily content. I would totally be willing to do daily content on here, but again, it's that matter of you make X amount of dollars doing this job, you make X amount doing this job, and I treat them like they're separate jobs, even though it's basically the same thing. And so I have to weigh it and go, okay, if I do a video there, it's going to make $5. If I do a video there, it's going to make 50. That kind of thing, right? So that definitely does weigh into things. But here I am telling you, fine people, Christmas is all month. In fact, it's not just in December, it's in January. Christmas, we're not taking the lights down anytime soon. We've got lights all over the house. They're in this room. They're everywhere. It's just that the whole house is lit up. I think we have 4 Christmas trees. Yeah, it's ridiculous because we're like, you know what, we're gonna go overboard with Christmas this year, and we're just gonna celebrate it all month because that's awesome. And snowstorms on the East Coast, as rough as that's going to be, and people are going to be out of power, kids can go out and play in the snow. I'm kind of in a roundabout way hoping that we get snow this year here, and there's nothing in the forecast for at least the next week, but it would be nice to get like a decent amount of snow, because then the kids can do stuff. The kids are bored, and they don't get to do stuff this year either. We did the Disneyland trip in January, and since then they really haven't done anything fun. So in a roundabout way, I'm kind of hoping for snow, which is weird because I really don't like snow. I'm not a snow person. I'm really not. I know I'm Canadian, but I'm really not. And part of the country that I live in, we very rarely get snow. So maybe one week a year in most years, you'll see like 1 week of it having snow here, and the rest of the year it's just not. So we'll see how it goes. All right, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good year. And remember, it is Christmas all month. All month is Christmas. That's the rule. So if little Billy wants to open a present on Monday and Christmas isn't until Friday, and you go, you know what? If you'll shut up, I'll give you that present. That's not bad parenting. That's good parenting, and it's smart. Because then little Billy owes you one. And when the kids owe you one, boy, I tell you, that's the thing. You have to have something on them. You just have to. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, for your time, your attention, and for your support over 2020, which has been absolutely dumpster fire. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And again, 2020 just can go away. 2021 should be better. Fingers crossed. I will talk to you again soon.